Doing the laundry is considered a chore that not many people would think about, unless it's their job. But what if it meant more than that? What if starting over didn't mean healing per se, but erasing everything that hurt? What's up everybody, it's your boy Senpai, and today we'll be diving into Wash It All Away, a story that is raw, unsettling, and a lot deeper than it first appears. On the surface, it promises release and renewal, but underneath it all, it wrestles with guilt, identity, and the cost of trying to outrun your past. In this video, I'll break down what works, what doesn't, and whether Wash It All Away is something that will stay with you in the long run, or fade the moment the credits roll. So if you've been curious about this one, or you're wondering if it's worth your time, stick around. Let's wash it all away, and see what's left. Wash It All Away is a story built around the idea of lost memories, guilt, and of self. Rather than asking the question of whether or not it's possible to start over, it asks a more difficult question. What is lost when we try to wash away the past in its entirety? If we're talking about laundry, cleaning stains is meant to bring said clothing back to its normal state. But what we tend to overlook is that removing stains does not change the fact that the article of clothing is not what it used to be when it was brand new. Hiding it doesn't mean that it didn't happen, and that concept is integral to this story, so let's get to it. Our MC, Wakana Kinmei, is the owner of Kinmei Cleaning, a small laundry service that she runs in her local town. She's owned the business and has been working there for 2 years now, but has no memory of her past. Nonetheless, she tirelessly keeps at her work, putting her heart and soul into the business, often going out of her way to help people even with the smallest things for free, such as buffing a shoe or fixing a button or two, as she genuinely loves cleaning. She believes every item brought to her carries the memories and emotional weight of its owner, so she treats every job with great care and respect. She even goes to her client's place of residence to pick up or drop off any of her customers' items that they give to her to clean, which greatly aids the elderly in her community. Throughout the story, Wakana meets various locals and visitors with different problems tied to their clothing and fabrics. By restoring stained, worn, or cherished items, she is able to preserve their memory and often helps people symbolically cleanse emotional troubles or reconnect with important feelings. Along the way, she builds meaningful friendships, becomes a beloved figure in the community, and slowly discovers more about herself and what her work means. That's the gist of the story, so let's finally ask the question I posed earlier in this video. Is this anime worth sticking around for, or should it be washed away with the rest of the anime that you should ignore in 2026? Well, here's the thing, if you don't like slice of life, then you'll probably find yourself getting bored of this pretty quickly. This story is a slow building one that takes time, showing you its importance of growth and acceptance as it slowly unravels the past that Wakana Kinmei has hidden from herself as she learns to come to terms with it and move on, accepting that part of herself as her past as she continues her future running her laundry service. What I like about the story is the literary devices used to compare cleaning clothes to maintaining sentimental value or meaning with the small things in life. Combine that with the soothing atmosphere of a seaside town and the MC's endearingly kind nature, and it makes the story feel relaxing while reminding us that small acts of kindness can go a long way in impacting others' lives and in helping make more meaningful connections with each other. The mystery behind Wakana Kinmei's past is intriguing and something to look out for, which is a plus for this anime. With all its good points comes the bad, and my main issue with Wash It All Away is how the pacing feels slower than it should be. Look, I appreciate how kind Kinmei is, But I think if she learned when to say no, or if they just cut out some scenes, for example, when she walks over to a client's, place to give them their clothing back, or if they maybe cut out some of the hot tub scenes or hot spring scenes, that would probably help speed up the pace. This is important because with the direction that the story is going in, I don't see it being any longer than 2 seasons, and I personally don't want it to be 2 seasons long, so they kind of need to cut some things out, or at least speed this up. Boring! But unless they fix the pacing, I'm not sure that there would be much demand for season 2 if this story doesn't finish in 1 season. Now keep in mind, everything I said earlier is simply a prediction on my part. It's very well possible that this story gets a 2nd season, or hopefully improves its pacing by shortening or skipping a couple of chapters or a couple of scenes in these chapters. But aside from pacing issues, I would say that if you're looking for an anime to watch to bide you some time before the next JJK, Frieren, or other episode, then I recommend you go check out Watch It All the Way. It may not be high on the hierarchy of anime that you should watch in 2026, as I can think of at least 7 other anime you should watch before this. But hey, it can't hurt to watch any more anime, can it? Okay, aside from One Punch Man Season 3. I would normally rate something like this a grade out of 10, but I don't think I can do that in this case, as I need to see a little more before I can give it a proper evaluation. And I've only gotten about halfway into the manga, so I don't think it's fair enough for me to rate this, so I'm gonna hold off on that for now. But look, if I have to give a rating, for now I guess I could give it a 7 out of 10, but that's a pretty early rating. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more anime reviews, and check out my socials in the description down below. The link will be there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.